I know my audience. I know you. I know that you're probably highly intelligent and super capable, but I also know that you're probably falling into at least one of these traps without realizing it, even after years of studying. Yes, even after decades of studying. And I know this because I've watched thousands of students make these exact mistakes. Smart, accomplished people who are articulate in English but suddenly sound hesitant the moment they switch to French. And here's what's frustrating. These aren't knowledge problems. You know enough French, you've studied the grammar, and you have the vocabulary. These are behavior problems. Learned habits that school often accidentally taught you. And they are destroying your fluency without even you noticing. Let's fix them together, starting with the trap that catches almost everyone. Listen to how this sounds. I'm speaking French and everything is going well. And then suddenly I need to say something in the past tense and I pause. Because I'm trying to remember if this verb uses être or avoir in the passé composé. And do I need to make the past participle agree? Is it elle a prise or elle apprend? And wait, what was I even trying to say? You stop mid-sentence to get the grammar perfect. Your brain freezes, the conversation dies. And here is the thing. I've seen students do this even when they know the answer. They know the correct form, but they pause anyway because they're double-checking, triple-checking, making absolutely sure before they commit to the word. Of course, I have some idea on why you do this. You don't like making mistakes. And you do like to find the correct solution to the puzzle, even if it hurts your actual current conversation. And that's the type of thing that gets rewarded in school as well. Accuracy over fluency. The grammar exercises have a wrong and a right answer. And making a mistake in a written exam means that your points go down. It doesn't feel good to let go of a grammar mistake. Your brain feels the danger of a bad grade. So now, when you speak, your brain treats conversation like a written test. It wants to get the answer right before moving forward. It's trying to protect you from making mistakes. But conversation is not a test. It's a flow. It's a connection with someone else. It's a dance. When you stop flowing to calculate grammar, you break the rhythm of that dance. Because when you pause mid-sentence to fix your grammar, here is what French people actually hear. They don't think, oh, how careful and correct this person is. They think, this person isn't comfortable yet. They're translating, they're stuck in their head. It's hard to create a connection here. This pause signals insecurity. Even if your grammar ends up perfect, it feels like you're more interested in performing having a perfect French, rather than simply talking to the person who's right here in front of you. Luckily, here is the fix. Finish the thought first, fix it later. If you realize mid-sentence you're about to use the wrong tense, keep going anyway. Use the wrong form. Complete your idea. Then, if it matters, you can add "Pardon, je voulais dire," and correct yourself. Most of the time, though, it won't matter. French people understood you. They care about what you are saying, not whether your past participle actually agrees. Think of it this way. Would you rather sound hesitant and correct or confident and slightly wrong? So when you speak, use the momentum of the conversation to propel you forward. Rather than trying to always avoid mistakes, make sure to simply keep the communication going, and things will quickly get better. A ton of conversations with my students start like this. Désolé, mon français est terrible. Or, je m'excuse pour mon français. Or even, pardon, je ne parle pas très bien. You apologize for your French before you've even started speaking, while I want you to be strong and proud so we can have a pleasant chat, even if you make mistakes. And to add insult to injury, you often actually speak French perfectly well. There are reasons why you do this, of course. You're trying to manage expectations. It's a defense mechanism. It's a shield against criticisms. You think, if I warn them that my French is bad, then they won't judge me when I make mistakes. You might also genuinely believe that your French is bad. You compare yourself to native speakers and think, I will never sound like that, so I should just acknowledge it up front. But here is what actually happens when you apologize for your French. The problem is, here is what a French person can actually hear when you start with an apology. It's, don't take myself seriously, I don't deserve it. You have to reassure me now and tell me that I speak well because I know I can speak French pretty well actually. And yes, that's bad. And worst of all, it draws attention to your accent and your mistakes in a way that wouldn't have mattered otherwise. Most French people don't care about your accent. They're just happy that you're making the effort to speak French. But when you apologize for it, suddenly they're paying attention to it. The good news is that the fix is simple. I don't think it's easy, but at least it's straightforward. Just stop apologizing. Start speaking. If your French truly isn't strong enough for the conversation, the other person will figure that out naturally and they will adjust. They might slow down, they might switch to English, they might ask you if you prefer to continue another way. But let them make that call. Don't make it for them by apologizing in advance. And if you really feel like you need to say something, make it about preference, not apology. J'aimerais pratiquer mon français si c'est possible. I would like to practice my French if that's possible. That's confident, that's clear, that's asking for what you want without putting yourself down. Your accent tells a story. It says that you're curious, you're brave, you are respectful enough to try. French people hear that and they appreciate it. So please, don't apologize for it. Now, if you are recognizing yourself in these traps, you have just discovered why you sound less confident than you actually should. You know enough French, you can learn a lot more as well, but you're set back by your own defenses and expectations. Inside Commune Française All Inclusive, we help you unlearn exactly these behaviors. You get courses that teach you to think in simple French phrases instead of translating, blend words naturally instead of over-articulating in French, and speak with momentum instead of pausing to perfect your grammar. Plus, you have live sessions with me twice a month where we practice these exact skills, personalized learning path as well, and a community of learners, fantastic learners, breaking the same habits right now. If these traps feel familiar, if you're thinking, this is exactly what I want to do, the membership will show you how to fix them. You will find the link in the description on your screen, just below the video. Now, let's talk about the third trap. This trap sounds like, so I went to the, how do you say the hardware store? Quincaillerie, is that right? Or is that something else? Anyway, I went to buy some, what's the word for screws? Vis? Are those screws or are those something else? You know the little metal thing that you twist into wood? You stop the entire conversation to fish for the exact perfect word. And while you're fishing, the French person you're talking to is just standing there, waiting, trying to help, getting increasingly confused about what you're trying to say. You want to sound sophisticated and correct. You don't want to use simple words when more specific words exist. In English, you would say hardware store, not metal and wood shop. You would say screws, not little metal twisty things. So you feel like using imprecise vocabulary in French makes you sound less intelligent, like you're dumbing down your speech. But here is the truth. Using the word that you know and keeping the conversation moving makes you sound more fluent than stopping to search for the perfect word and losing the momentum. When you stop to search for vocabulary, you signal that you care more about sounding impressive than about communicating clearly. It breaks the flow. It makes a conversation about you and your struggle with French instead of about the actual topic that you're discussing. As for the fix, well, simply use the word you know. Keep moving, filling the gaps with gestures or descriptions if you need to. If you can't remember quincaillerie, say le magasin pour les outils, the tool shop. Everyone will understand. If you can't remember vis, say les petits trucs en métal pour fixer les choses, the little metal thing to attach stuff. You will get your point across. And here is the secret. Half the time, the French person will give you the word you're looking for. Ah, tu veux dire quincaillerie? And you say, oui, exactement. And the conversation continues. But you have to keep the conversation moving for that to happen. Don't stop. Don't fish. Use what you have. Describe it if you need to. Learn the precise word later. Fluency isn't about knowing every word. It's about working with the words that you do know. Here is what this trap looks like in your head. Okay, I need to say, I don't feel like going. So, I is je. Don't feel is ne sens pas. No, wait, that's not right. Feel like. How do you say feel like? Is it sentir or ressentir? Maybe avoir envie? Let me think. And while you're thinking, the conversation has moved on. The moment passed. You missed your chance to contribute. This is the translation trap. You think in English first and then try to convert it to French, word by word. And it doesn't work because English and French don't map onto each other that clearly. English is your native language. It's where your thoughts naturally form. So when you want to say something, your brain produces the English version first, automatically, without even you trying. Then you have to consciously translate it into French, which takes time, which creates that delay. And the more complex the thought, the longer the delay, and the more frustrated you get. It's not your fault. When you are translating in real time, it shows. Your speech has gaps, hesitations, that glazed look while you're searching for your words. French people can tell that you're not thinking in French yet, and it's all okay. They can see the translation process happening. The problem is that it makes you less confident, less fluent, and less present in the conversation. So what's the fix? Stop trying to translate your full English thought. Instead think, what's the simplest way to express this idea in the French I already know? Instead of trying to translate, I don't feel like going to the party because I'm exhausted and I have to wake up early tomorrow, just think, what can I actually say right now? J'ai pas envie d'y aller, je suis fatiguée, demain je dois me lever tôt. 3 simple sentences using words and phrases that you know. Not a perfect translation of your English thought, but a clear expression of the same idea in actual French. Your French will improve faster when you work with the phrases you have instead of searching for the perfect translations of the phrases you don't have. Think in simple French, not in complex English. Our final trap for today is a bit more fun than the others. This is what it sounds like. Je voudrais un café au lait, s'il vous plaît. Each word is carefully placed in its own bubble. Each syllable is cautiously pronounced. You speak French like you're reading a children's book out loud, one word at a time. And I get it. And yes, speaking clearly is one way to be understood better. It's just that I know you could do even better. You see, over-articulation often comes from learning a lot, but mostly in written French. You know the words, and that's great, but you don't allow yourself to really embody the language, to feel the flow, the music of speaking. And that's just too bad, because spoken French really unlocks when you get a feel for its rhythm and melody. So instead, what French people actually hear is someone who learns French well enough, but with whom conversation in French will always feel artificial. It's okay, that's not the end of the world, but with just a little push, you could turn your okay level of French into fun conversations exceeding all your expectations. What's the fix here? Well, of course, one of them is to talk to people, of course. At least you can find a good French movie or a TV show that you like, and anytime there's a cool line, you can repeat after that. Pay close attention to how French words dance together. Start blending words together. Drop the ne from negations. Compress your pronouns. Let words flow into each other. Instead of je ne sais pas si je vais pouvoir venir demain, I don't know if I will be able to come tomorrow, you can say je sais pas si je vais pouvoir venir demain. Je sais pas si je vais pouvoir venir demain. Instead of il y a un problème avec cette solution, you can say il y a un problème avec cette solution. You don't need to speak faster. You just need to speak with the natural shortcuts that French people actually use. And now that's the turn for another bit of homework. So here is your homework. Pick one trap, just one, okay? The one that you recognize most in yourself. Be honest. And for the next week, every time you speak French, concentrate on fixing that one habit. If it's the grammar pause, finish your thoughts even if the grammar is wrong. If it's over-articulation, practice blending words and using shortcuts. If it's a translation trap, think in simple French instead of complex English. If it's the vocabulary expedition, use the words you know and keep moving. If it's the accent apology, just start speaking without the disclaimer. One trap, 1 week, you will be shocked how much more confident you will sound in French. Just 1 week. And if you want more specific guidance on speaking natural French, the shortcuts, the rhythm, the phrases French people actually use, check out Comme une Française All Inclusive. The link is in the description. Inside you will get structured lessons, live practice sessions with me, and a community of learners who are making these same shifts right now. Remember, you already know enough French. You just need to speak it differently. À très vite!